Everyone in Jinbei's wealthy circles knew it.
By day,
and
we
I
spent
were
25
famous enemy by
hours
night.
cursing each
We
other's
the moment she
families.
paraded
Like
around
mad,
to
I
some
turned
young pretty
around
boy
and
and
smashed
smashed
her.
her.
Fury,
10
she
million
threw me
yuan
into
to
her
got
fury.
out for a
I
whole
pushed
day.
her, who could
3
not
months
swim.
into our
She
marriage,
stopped
coming
stirring
home
up
all
so I
day.
went
Kind
to
of
every
scandal.
club. Every time
and
she
dragged
saw
her
me
back
through
home,
drunken
she would beg
nights.
me like a mad
If I
woman
refused,
to
she
let her
cursed me to
go.
die with the most
In the
vicious
3rd
words
year,
I
of our
decided
marriage,
to divorce her.
Shen curse was
After
finally
rushing
about to
through
come
an
to
overnight
pale
flight,
faced at the
Shen
clothes
Qingyue
scattered
raised
an
an eyebrow
eyebrow
nastily
nastily and looked at me.
You still want
Even
to agree to
after
divorce?
this, are you even a man? Numbly, I rubbed my
For
stomach.
the first time, I did not argue
said
with Shen
calmly,
Qingyue.
"Put
Let's
your
talk
clothes on."
outside.
Then I turned and left. Shen Qingyue seared
What
at
is
my
there
back.
for us to talk
I
about?
stopped, but did not look back.
Shen
The
Qingyue
divorce
opened her mouth in
I
surprise.
had been sitting
Great.
in
When
the
Shen
study for
Qingyue
less
had
than
already
5
opened
minutes,
herself,
it was
obvious she was
You're not
eager to
joking with me,
divorce
are you?
I could clearly see the
I did
contempt
not
in her
answer
eyes.
her.
Pushed the
In
divorce
front of her.
agreement
Take a look.
on
If
the
there is
table.
no problem, you can
Shen
sign it.
Qingyue picked up the divorce
Her
agreement
eyes
in
carried
suspicion.
She did not
Hint
believe
of
I would
testing.
really
The
divorce
family
her.
had long since
Glory
lost
thought
its
I would
former,
cling to her
draining the
desperately.
last drop
After
of blood
reading
from
the
her.
agreement,
Not only
she
did I
froze
not
completely
cover
her
her
assets.
this marital
Per
home
expression
voluntarily,
type. Serious?
you won't ask for a divorce
Then
now.
run to the old residence
From
to
beginning
cause
to
trouble,
end.
will you?
I remained
am
calm.
serious.
I won't make trouble.
You can rest
Shen
assured.
Qingyue no longer
She quickly
hesitated.
signed her name
When
at
the
the
final
end.
stroke fell,
The corners of her lips
the
lifted
heavy
slightly.
burden in her heart
Since the
seemed to
divorce
fall away.
agreement
Let's
is
hurry
signed,
to the Civil Affairs Bureau.
we still have the 13-day cooling
don't
off
want to
period
waste
wait
even
through.
one more
frowned.
day with you.
Do we have to go
Shen
right now?
Qingyue looked
Don't tell me
mocking.
you're already regretting
My
it.
stomach
But
cramped
seeing her
with
fierce
pain.
expression,
I still endured
without
the pain
stopping,
and stood
I
up.
went with
The
Shen
staff handed a
Qingyue
form
to
to
complete
us,
the
while
procedures.
still explaining.
Within
30 days, if you regret it, you may cancel at any
Qingyue
time.
tossed
Her
the
smile
pen
grew
onto the
colder.
table. How
I've
could I
waited
possibly
3 years
regret
for
it?
this
I
day.
came out later.
Shen Qingyue's car had
She
not
parked
left
by
yet.
the road and
The
honked at
window
me.
was
Shen
half
Qingyue
down.
took
Her
off her
face
sunglasses.
relaxed. Don't be afraid,
and
you won't
sarcastic.
find
I
your
think
next
this person is
sponsor
Shen
suitable.
Qingyue handed me a business
It belonged
card.
to an
She wanted
80-year-old
to
wealthy
sell me
woman.
not
expect
me
me
to
to
suddenly
suddenly
reach
out
out
and
and
take
take
it.
it.
Shen
I
Qingyue was
calmly
left
turned
standing
and
there
left.
in the
Those
mist.
30
Did not
days
know
were
was
not
that.
only the
But
countdown
also the
for the
countdown to
divorce.
my
I
death.
wandered
Cooling-off
along the
period.
street,
Clutching the piece of
It
paper
was the
in my
death
hand.
sentence life
In
had
other
handed
words,
me.
I had only about 30
That
days
feeling of
left.
being struck
was
by
not
lightning.
the first time
The
I
Lu
had
family
felt
was
it.
now
All
tottering
the
in the
burden
storm.
had
At that
fallen
time,
onto
I
my
called
shoulders.
helpless.
I thought that even if we
I might
only
feel a little
bickered
better
or
or
hung
argued.
up every call I made, when I annoyed her enough, she simply
When she
turned off her
appeared
phone.
again,
She was leading a
onto
young
the
man
newlywed bed that
I
belonged
forced
to
myself
us.
to stay calm.
Almost
and fled
everyone
that room.
in
That
Shen
Jinbei knew.
Qingyue and I had
Whenever we met
disliked
each
other
other,
since
everyone also
childhood.
believed I hated
Just as
Shen
Shen
Qingyue.
Qingyue
I touched
hated
the ring
me.
on my ring
On
finger.
the day
Shen
of our
Qingyue's
wedding,
mocking smile appeared
Lu
before
Shichuan,
my eyes
don't tell me you
again.
actually like me.
If that's true, you'd better rein in your
Not
feelings.
only will I never
I
like
also
you,
hate
no
you.
hatred comes
Shen
without a
Qingyue
reason
did
because
not like
the
me.
Shen
Family
family
had
and
tied the knot of
and
marriage
Shen
early
Qingyue's
on.
first love to go
I kept
abroad
my eyes
because
open
my mother
until
died
no one
early.
how to
Never
hold
taught
on to
me.
the person
The
I
young
loved.
only speak with thorns
Trying to make
and
Shen
barbs.
Qingyue
But
notice
afterward,
me.
my dry
The
eyes,
constant vibration of my phone.
disturbed my
I
thoughts.
opened it
Shen
and glanced.
Qingyue was wildly
What
sending
happened?
red
Why is
packets in the
Miss Shen
group
so
chat.
happy?
Shen Qingyue
She only
said
threw
nothing
out a photo
of the
just
soft
that one
divorce
picture
was like dropping a
awful.
bomb. It blew out everyone lurking in
They
the group
actually
to watch
divorced.
the show.
This
Lu
is
Shichuan
incredible
agreed.
news.
Qingyue, you finally
We
dumped
have to
that
celebrate
burden. Last
properly.
time you even
That
said
seeing
Lu Shichuan's face
made
every
you
day
so
after
sick you
going
couldn't
home.
sleep.
From now on, even if you change 10 or 20
No one will
partners,
control
don't you think
you.
it's strange?
Qingyue brought men home
And
dozens
Lu
of
Shichuan
times. Why did he
endured
stop
it all.
enjoying
Could he
it
be
this
playing
time?
with
What
you?
if he suddenly refuses to show
After
up
that
in the drunk
sentence
house?
was
My
silent.
phone rang.
Lu Shichuan, you are messing with me, are you?
After the cooling off
Will you
period
really
and a
get this
faint
divorce
smile tugged at
certificate?
my
I
pale
spoke
face, calling
softly.
her name lazily through the phone.
What if
Shen
I am
Qingyue,
messing
what are
with
you going
The
to
person
do
on the
about
other
it?
end is panting
If I had
with
been
anger.
standing in front of
I
Shen
probably
Qingyue
would
right
not
then,
have needed to wait
strangle
on
me
me
to
to
death
death
already.
Shen Qingyue could
I
open
laughed
her
again.
mouth to scold
Shen
me.
Qingyue.
This time I won't trick you.
Shen
But I have
Qingyue
one
did not
condition.
answer.
Speaking
I
to myself
continued. I want you to
casually.
accompany me
Once
to do
those
10
10 things
I
are
will
done,
obediently get the
and I
divorce
promise that from now
certificate
on I will
with you.
disappear completely from your
That
world.
sentence was truly
生
tempting.
平月 front
10
tightly.
things are
Fine.
too many.
Add chocolate.
For the first thing,
Fine.
I want you
and
to
attend
dress
the
up
charity
properly
gala with me.
on the way to pick
Her
Her
finger
fingers
up.
slid rapidly
She
across
did
her
not
phone
even
screen.
look
I
at
did
me.
not
I knew
mind.
nothing good would come
Yet
from her
after
mouth.
getting into the
Shen
car
Qingyue
and
took
frowned,
one
"You
look
should
at
lose
me.
some weight. Your suit is about
And
to
your
burst.
face is
You look
waxy
awful."
yellow.
I kept my
and
eyes
did
ahead
not
when we
answer
got
her.
out of the
Shen Qingyue
car.
grabbed my
Seeing
hand.
my
She
expression
said
freeze,
disdainfully,
It's
What?
not like we haven't held
We've
hands
done things
before.
far
Why
more
act
intimate
innocent
This
now?
was indeed not the first
But it was
time
the
Shen
first
Qingyue
time
had held my
everybody on
hand
her
and
own
saw the
initiative.
strategic
And why didn't he
harmonious
ask me
eyes
I
between
saw the
us.
thing I wanted.
Instinctively, I
That the
raised my
woman
paddle.
beside me
It
beat
was a
me to
painting
it.
by famous
Many
foreign
people liked
artists.
it.
Tried to
In
raise
the
the
end,
bid.
Shan Qingyue
Still
once
won it at high
inexplicably
price
just
through my
wanted to
chest.
take the
I heard Shen
painting.
Qingyue instruct
Please
the
mail this
staff.
painting to the Song family
My
in Nanjing.
outstretched hand
So this
froze in
painting
mid-air.
had not been bought
Wave
for
of
me.
bitterness. Ready to drown
I
my
suddenly
entire
stood up
body.
and walked
Shen
toward the
Qingyue
door.
frowned and
She
strolled
grabbed
after
my
me.
arm.
Where
It
are you
isn't
going?
over
She sounded
yet. You're the one who
impatient.
asked me to come
Now
with you.
why are you throwing a fit
You're
again?
seriously sick. The words "you're sick" seem to
I am
stab my
I
sick.
heart.
shook off Shen
And walked
Qingyue's
away
hand.
without
I
looking
moved
back.
out of that marital
For
home.
a week, I did not
At first,
contact
Shen
Shen
Qingyue
Qingyue.
did not
Thought
care.
of the remaining
She
four
always
things.
felt
It was
restless.
as
I would
if
cling
if they were
tightly
to
to
her
her
again by
unable to
keeping
hold
me
back.
back. When Shen Qingyue's call came,
My
I had
illness
just
was worse
my
than
whole
very
body was
quickly.
accompanied
Lu
by
Shichuan, there are
bone
still
pain.
4
Don't
things
even
left.
think about
After a
plane
moment
tricks.
of silence,
I
Shen
said,
Qingyue was
she probably
done.
thought I was insane.
But for the
And to get
divorce,
rid
she
of me.
immediately bought tickets to
I
Tibet.
wrapped myself
When I
tightly.
arrived
Shen
from head to
Qingyue
toe,
had already
What
been
are you
waiting
doing?
I
impatiently.
said I would
But you
pick you
refused
up.
and came by yourself.
Listening to her
Yet your
nag, I only
this
handed
slow.
my suitcase to her. Shen Qingyue
A
信的.
grown man, so weak
You even
and
need me
powerless.
to carry your luggage. What Shen Qingyue did
At
not
that
know
moment,
was
carrying
that
a
was
5
extremely
kilogram
difficult
bag
for
for
plane
me.
was about
When
to
Shen
take off.
Qingyue's phone
I
suddenly
stood at
rang.
boarding gate,
Shen
looking
Qingyue
at her
gripped
from
her phone
afar.
tightly. Stiffened.
I
Sorry.
can't go to Tibet
After
with you
saying
anymore.
that,
She turned
numbly,
and ran
I
out
took
of
her
the
in
airport.
Looking the post on moments.
He had said nothing
by
only
Song
posted
Jingyan
Shen
had
Qingyue
abandoned me
turned
and
around
her
and
promise
left. Sir,
without
it's almost
hesitation.
time. Are you still going in?
Facing the staff
I
member's
was
questions
dazed
I no
for a
longer
long
lingered
while.
on her
To
retreating
after
back.
landing,
I
from
received
Tibet.
a text from Shen
I'll arrive
Qingyue
2
after
days
have fun
late.
first. She was
I
only
was a little
arriving
surprised.
late,
It seems
not
Shen
refusing
Qingyue
to
truly
cut
could
ties
not
with
wait.
me.
I did not wait
Instead,
for
I
Shen
found a
Qingyue
local
and
guide.
traveled with a
My
tour
strength
group.
could not
Most
keep
of
up
the
with
time
everyone
in the
else.
room
When
when
Shen
Shen
Qingyue
Qingyue arrived,
I had already packed my suitcase
Shuang,
and
I
planned
put
to
down
leave.
so much work and ran here
And
to
this
go
is how
crazy
you make a
with
fool
you.
of me.
In anger, she kicked
Looking
over
at
my
the clothes
suitcase.
spilled out.
You
A
came
bitter
with
laugh.
me?
Song Jingyan right next door.
Shen Qingyue's face
She
suddenly
spoke with a
froze.
guilty
Jingyan
lack of
only came here to
confidence.
sketch.
Don't always go against
My
him.
fingers
I
clenched
chose
tight
not
to
to
only
speak
bent down
anymore.
to pick up
Song
the clothes on the
Jingyan
floor.
suddenly
Am I
appeared
interrupting
at the
anger
doorway.
on Shen Qingyue's
What
face
replaced
vanished
it was
instantly.
caution
Aren't you feeling
and
unwell?
urgency.
Why did you get up? Song Jingyan smiled
I can't just
slightly.
lie still forever.
What were you and Mr. Lu
I heard the
talking
voices
about?
were
So
a
I
little
wanted to
loud.
come take
Hearing
a look.
him say this,
Shen Qingyue shot me
as
a
if
fierce
my
glare
lack of
had
sense.
disturbed Song
Are you
Jingyan's
hungry?
rest.
I'll get you something to eat.
Shen Qingyue asked him
Song
with
Jingyan
concern.
nodded shyly.
Shen Qingyue was
But
about
her
to go out.
steps
She
suddenly
asked
stopped.
me impatiently,
What
"What
do you want
about
to
you?"
eat? I had just finished packing
Just
the last
this
piece
had
of
already
clothing.
left
I
me
heard
sweating
the way
heavily.
Shen Qingyue's
I
tone
said to her
changed
calmly,
back and forth.
seeing
No
me
need.
refuse Shen Qingyue's
Eat or
expression
don't eat. Starve to
instantly.
death.
You're
Your
all I
face is
care.
yellow
The
like a
door was
ghost.
closed. Only
Only
Song Jingyan and
This
I
is not
were
the
left
first
in the
time I had
room.
met him.
Family of Nancheng.
The Shen
had
family
merely
naturally
risen
looked
Song
down on
Jingyan
them.
was
Felt
proud
proud
by
by
nature.
nature.
Then
People by
he had
slang
left
and
to make a
anger.
name
Now
for
he had
himself
returned
abroad.
to the country
the
in
first
disgrace.
what he
Contact his former first love
From
again.
the perspective
No matter
of an
how I looked
outsider
at
like
Shen
me,
Qingyue
it was
gone.
laughable. Song Jingyan did not even
Mr.
bother
Lu,
to
long
act
time no
anymore.
suitcase I had spent
Seeing
so
the
long
things I had
organizing
packed and
so
sorted
hard, so easily.
My anger instantly rose
Knowing
to my
full
throat.
well that
I
Song
still took the
Jingyan
bait
was
to
without
slap him
hesitation
across
when
the
Shen
face.
Qingyue came
She
in.
saw the slap mark on Song
Song
Jingyan's
Jingyan
face.
looked innocently at Shen Qingyue.
It's all my fault. I
Shen Yue.
accidentally knocked over
I know
Mr.
he doesn't
Lu's
welcome
suitcase.
you, all right?
He quickly rushed out of
Shen
the room.
Qingyue glared
Without another
fiercely
word,
at
I
me. She was
shouted
about to
and
follow
stopped
him.
her. For the third thing,
I want you to
Shen
stay.
Qingyue clenched her fists
I
and
knew
looked
what
at
she
me
wanted to
angrily.
say.
Rough,
My whole
gasping
body seemed
breath.
to lose
Aren't
strength
you
as I
that
sat on the
to
floor.
divorce me? Marry Song Jingyan. After this, only 2
Are
things
you really
will be
going
left.
to give up halfway?
Honestly, the first two things.
You completed were very
Don't tell me you no longer
unsatisfactory
want
to
to
me.
divorce me.
After saying this, I
saw
raised my
layers of
eyes to meet
mockery
hers.
fill
Lu
her dark
Shichuan.
eyes.
A person should know
Unfortunately,
their place.
you don't. I'll agree to this third thing.
But remember that
The
clearly,
Lu family can no longer protect
lower
you.
my
Who
head
didn't know
and
how to
smiled
threaten
bitterly.
others?
At our
Back
worst,
when we
Shen
fought,
Qingyue was
Shen
never
Qingyue
my
called
match.
Song Jingyan,
coaxed him.
and following his
Watching
arrangement,
how carefully she
returned
protected
my heart felt
Song
as
Jingyan.
bitter,
So,
as
it was
if
not
I
that
had
Shen
eaten
did
did
not
not
want
know
to
how to
came
love
back from
someone.
outside.
Still
She
had
really
not been
could
packed.
not
She
stand
pulled me
watching
out with
anymore.
one hand to pack
Useless.
it herself. It's only this
Yet you
little bit
still
of
can't
stuff.
finish packing
People who
after
don't
all
know
this
would think
time
you're about to die.
without even this much
I
strength.
suddenly became interested and teased
really
her.
am about to
That's
die.
right.
What?
if I
Will you
die?
regret treating me like this while I was
Shen
alive?
Qingyue
When she
froze
looked
for
up
a
again,
second.
You're
her
thinking
face
too much.
was
If you
full
died,
of ridicule.
I would set off firecrackers for 3
and invite
days and
everyone
3
in
nights.
Jinbei to feast
I
and
laughed
drink.
until tears came out.
Your mouth really is
Clutching my
poisonous.
abdomen. No matter what,
Shen Qingyue,
we were once
I did
intimate
not stay long
because
in
I
Tibet.
could clearly feel my
Had
body's
reached its
burden.
returning to Jinbei.
After
I
every
lay in my
round of
hair
radiotherapy
out
at a
when
school
she
visible
told
to the
me
naked
about the
eye,
last
I
two
hid in the
things.
bathroom.
After
and
crying,
cried for
I armed
entire
myself
afternoon.
from
Then
head
I
to
called
toe
and
and
went
went
to
to
the
the
mall.
pick me up. She frowned.
She
But
wanted
I
to
quickly
touch my
dodged.
wig.
Shen
Qingyue seemed displeased.
There are less than 7
Just
days
before the
left.
cooling off
You
period
better
ends.
think of the remaining 2 things
I
quickly.
did not
My
answer
eyes
her.
remained fixed
In the
outside
past,
the window.
busy
I had
getting
been too
angry
busy
with
trying
Shen
to make her
Qingyue.
see me.
ignored too
I
many
used
bad
to think
things. As long
sights.
as I stood
We
at
could
the
hold
same
hands
height
and
and
look
looked
at
at
the
the
face
face
even
toward
if we
someone
stood
she did
together,
not love,
yet
she
for
would
the
turn a
person she
blind
was
eye
willing
to
for
bend
him.
her proud
For the
back.
4th thing I asked, I wanted to accompany me to an
Shen
amusement
Qingyue
park.
glanced at
How
me
childish.
disdainfully.
I lowered my
Had
eyes.
seen Shen Qingyue go to
and
an
patiently
amusement park
take
with
photos
Song
with
Jingyan.
I was
not
there.
trying to
Going
compare
to an
myself with
amusement
Song
park
wish I
with
had
Shen
when I was a
Qingyue
child.
was to fulfill
Although
one of my
Shen
dreams.
Qingyue
Her
followed
heart
beside
had long
me,
drifted
her
somewhere
eyes
else.
never
I
left
asked
her
her
phone.
I called her
to
4 or
take
5
photos.
times.
Willing to move her
And look
eyes
at
away
me.
from
When
her
I fell,
phone. Shen
screamed.
Qingyue urged me 3 times
I
to leave.
ignored
Not
all of
until the
them.
Ferris wheel nearby lit
Did
up.
I point at it with
Ride
eager
this
eyes.
with me, and then
Seeing
we'll
the
go.
slight
She
brightness
froze
in
after
my
a
eyes.
while. She pursed her lips
Even if
and
the
said,
Ferris wheel reaches
I
the very
almost
top,
fall in love with
ticked
you.
by.
My eyes felt
I
a little
quickly
sore.
turned away.
What are you thinking?
I just don't want to
The
miss
ringing
it.
of her phone
On the
broke
other
the
end,
moment,
saying
Song
something
Jingyan
after
could not
hanging
hear.
urgently.
Shen Qingyue
This time,
anxiously
she did
left
not
again.
even
Ferris
say
wheel
sorry.
rose to the
I
very
looked at
top.
the countless
I
lights
murmured
below.
to myself, Happy
Lu
birthday
Shichuan.
to
After
yourself.
that
I was
day,
sent to the hospital for
the humming
emergency
of
treatment
machines beside
because
my
of
ears
my
seemed
fever.
distant.
As if I
Qingyue
suddenly
had
had
to
dead
visit
like
me.
her
Her
eyes held no trace of
Shen
pity.
Qingyue
curled her lips and
Evil
laughed
people
loudly
get what
at
they
me.
deserve. Stop
Serves
breathing
you right.
sooner.
Have to do.
Your incredibly boring final thing.
In the dream, I was
Yet
so
my heart
angry.
felt
my
like
teeth
it had been
itched. I
soaked
forced
in
myself
lemon
to
juice
hold
for
on
days.
and
I did not
open
see
my
the
eyes.
good
And I
brother,
wanted to
Shen
see.
Qingyue,
had
was
always
bad
been
at
at
that.
odds
Also
with me
long
and drawn a
since
clear
chosen
line away
sides.
from
I
me.
asked Lin
Hearing me
Xia.
ask that,
Lin Xia
what
thought I
day
was
is today?
sad
Did not
because
have much
he hid
time
the
left
emotion on
and
his
tried
face.
gently to
Today
comfort
is the
me.
28th.
I interrupted him in panic.
Lin
Where
Xia
is my
steadied
wig? My wig
himself.
from the
With
cabinet.
curled fingers, I took the wig from
While
him.
I was unconscious,
Did anyone come to see me?
I asked
My
cautiously.
fingers
clutching the
Lin
wig
Xiao
tightly.
felt sorry
Did not
for
want
me.
to
Shen
lie. Qingyue never came.
Not only did she not
barely
come,
answered the calls I made to her.
even on the phone, she was sarcastic.
As he
Lin
spoke,
Xiao
began imitating Shen
Are you
Qingyue's
kidding
tone.
me?
Anyone might fall into a coma.
I'm
But not
busy.
Lu
I don't
Shichuan.
have time to
Hurry
joke
up and
around
make
with
him
you.
tell
The final
me.
thing is,
I struggled to sit
I
up.
took my phone and called Shen
After
Qingyue.
she hung up on me
I
3
lost my
times in a
patience.
row.
Sent her another
Less
text
than
message.
2 minutes
Shen
later,
Qingyue called
only
back.
her voice
Carried
on the
deep
phone.
fatigue.
Jingyan
I need to
is
stay
sick.
with
Let's
him.
talk about the final thing 2 days later.
After saying that,
she
I
was
hurriedly
about to hang
shouted
up.
into the
Shen
phone.
Qingyue sneered
No.
at me. It's only 2
It's
days
not
late.
breaking the
Know
agreement.
when to stop. My nose
I
stung.
almost swallowed the soreness in
I
my
pretended
throat
to
even
feel
though
relaxed.
my whole body
I
hurt
still
so
laughed.
badly. I
Shen
wanted to
Qingyue,
die.
the last thing is left. Once it is
Could
done,
it be that
you'll be
you
free.
regret it?
Do you still want to keep being husband and
That's
wife
fine.
with me?
I have no problem with it.
Shen Qingyue had never been
To
able to
provoke her.
withstand me using
After
such
such
bitterness.
words,
Was
I
like a
constantly
knife
stirring
through
through
my
my
heart.
nonstop.
I was also afraid that before I died,
she would
deliberately
still
and
arrive
tidied
me
myself
before she
up
did.
carefully.
But it took
was
me nearly
only
20
violently
minutes.
walking in front of Shen
This is the
Qingyue.
final thing. Hurry up and say it. Seeing her
I was
impatient
not
face, I
anxious
sat
at
in the
all,
passenger
and
seat of her car.
fastened
Only
my
after doing
seatbelt.
all
I turned my
this,
gaze
to Shen Qingyue.
It's simple.
Cook me lunch.
Shen Qingyue looked at me
Just
in
one lunch?
disbelief.
I nodded. Just one lunch.
Shen Qingyue's suspicious gaze
For the first
swept
4
over
things,
me
now
repeatedly.
that it was the last
I
thing,
thought I would make
even
a demand harder than reaching for the moon.
But she did not
that
expect.
I only wanted to eat
She
one
glanced
lunch
at the
made
time.
by her. Picked up her phone and
After
sent someone
that,
several
she drove
messages.
to the
The first
supermarket.
time I had
It was
gone
also the
grocery
first
shopping
time
with
ordinary
Shen
young
Qingyue.
couple. While I stood beside her
When
and
we were
told her
checking
what
out,
to buy,
a
stood
child
beside
ran
her.
over
like the wind
but
and was about
I
to
had
crash
no
into
reaction
me.
at all.
Instead
Instinctively, I
behind
lowered
her.
my eyes and looked at
This
our
was the
tightly
second
clasped
time
hands.
Shen
But
Qingyue had
before I
taken
could
my
feel the
hand on her
scorching
own,
suddenly left
I
her
followed
alone.
Shen Qingyue
There
back
were
to
not
the
many
marital
memories of us
home.
in this
Shen
house.
Qingyue had been
After
forced to
marriage,
marry me.
she used every
Her
method
99
to
affairs
rebel
were
against
only
me.
the
After
tip of
changing
the
shoes,
iceberg.
the
Shen
breath I had
Qingyue
been
finally
flowing
came
into
out
the
of the
towel
house
slipped
when
out
she
of
was
my
sitting
I
on the
had put on
floor,
my mask
looking
once
calm
more.
and
The food
indifferent.
Shen Qingyue
I had
had
only
cooked
just
for me
learned that Shen
a
Qingyue
pampered
could
young
cook.
lady who had
Had
never done actually learned
housework.
to cook for a
沈
man.
清月处理老
So
宋
many
景琰
dishes.
Can the two of us finish all
Looking
this?
at the endless dishes
I
she brought
frowned.
out.
With my current physical
I
condition,
cannot eat
if
this
I
much
ate
at
a few
all.
extra
Shen
bites,
Qingyue
I would
put down the
probably
final
expose myself.
Her expression was
Who
calm.
said it was just the two
I
of
looked
us?
at her in shock.
Before I could
The
react,
doorbell rang.
The next
Shen
second.
Qingyue walked over with a
Qingyue,
smile to
and I
open
let
the
It's all
door.
my students' fault. They kept asking me
Song
questions today.
Jingyan very naturally
Out of
took
the
I remembered
sharpeners.
that those shoes
But before
were
I had
ones
time to
had
wear
bought
them,
not
out
long
now,
ago.
seeing
how familiar Song
I
Jingyan was with
immediately
his
stood
tone.
up.
Shen Qingyue's gentle voice
You're
pierced
not
my
late.
ears.
You came at
Wash
just the
your
right
hands,
time.
Song Jingyan smiled and walked
Mr.
to the
Lu,
dining table.
sorry,
I'm late.
I did not
He had
answer.
no intention
He walked
of waiting
straight
for my
to his
reply
seat.
either.
You
You're
even
so
prepared
good
my
at me. bowl and chopsticks
Qingyue
in advance.
intimately held
I
Song
know you're
Jingyan's
a
hand.
clean
I
freak.
washed them several
waiting for you to
times.
inspect
Song
them.
Jingyan raised his
Then
hand
what
and
reward
kissed her
do you
face.
want? Yue completely changed from
She
the
said
poisonous
coquettishly.
way
I want
she
you to
spoke
eat
to me.
properly.
You've been too tired from
And you were
teaching
seriously
lately.
You've
ill
lost
again.
weight from exhaustion.
I watched
Silently.
the two of them exchange
could not
sweet
help
words in front of
interrupting
me.
them.
Shen Qingyue.
Is this the final thing you promised to do
My
for
whole
me?
body felt
When Shen
as
Qingyue
if
raised
she
her eyes
finally
to look at
noticed
me,
that I
flashed
had lost
across
a
her
lot
face.
of weight. To speak to me
I cooked
confidently.
so
You
much.
couldn't finish it
Jingyan
anyway.
was sick not long ago.
I've been taking care of him in the hospital.
You were the one
I
who
complete this
insisted.
final thing now. I can possibly abandon
Song
Jingyan and
Jingyan
ignore
sat
his
opposite me.
smugness in his eyes.
Suddenly,
seemed to be
I was
mocking my
tired and
stupidity.
lost
all
The
strength.
next
My
second,
body
I
like a
forced
withered
myself
shell.
to stand.
Qingyue, I should never have
My
expected
voice
anything
like
from
a
very
fine
needle
needle
falling to
making
the
no
floor.
sound
Seeing
at all.
that I was
Shen Qingyue's
leaving,
steps
but in the
shifted
next
slightly.
second, stepped ahead of
Song
her
Jingyan
and reached
beside
out to
her.
stop me.
Unexpectedly,
His
with a
sweet
tug,
tug on my wig
fell
Shen
off.
Qingyue sharply
Where's
inhaled
your
with my
hair?
back.
My
My hands
hair.
began trembling
My
uncontrollably.
mind
Song
went
Jingyan
blank.
had
Action.
brutally torn away my
Just
last
as I
shred
did not
of
know
cover and
how to
wanted
explain.
give
Tell
out
Shen
completely.
Qingyue
Song
everything.
Jingyan picked up the wig that had
His
fallen
face
on
was
the floor.
serious.
Spoke to me in an accusatory tone.
I didn't
Mr.
expect
Lu,
that.
in order
would
to keep
cruelly
Qing
shave
Wei
off your own
after
hair.
these
Don't
5
tell me
things,
you're
going to claim you want to become to a monk.
threaten Qing Yue
After hearing
again.
this, Shen Qingyue
She looked
quickly
at me
withdrew the
angrily,
shock
quickly,
from
and
her
snatched
eyes.
the
The
wig
wig from Song Jingyan's
tore
hand,
at it
then
with
threw it
force.
away
Into
the trash can like garbage.
Lu
Shichuan, do you have no shame? How dare you use this
Do
to
you think
threaten
I'll
me?
be afraid?
I'll tell you today. Even if you say you will die in
I'm
the
Shen
next
Qingyue.
second, we'll still completely
Before
cut
you
ties
die,
with
I
you. Trembled all
Did Shen
over with
Qingyue really
anger.
hate
me this much? Shen Qingyue's eyes stared fixedly
has
at
been
me.
3 whole
Can you
years.
still not see it?
I truly hate you very much.
Indeed.
It
I had
been
held this
3
lock of
whole
iron
years.
close.
Yet I was
with
like
her
a
for
guest
3
in this
years.
home.
I came as calm
Tomorrow
as before
morning
again.
at
I'll
9.
wait for you at the Civil
I bent
Affairs
down
Bureau and picked
Then
the
I
wig
turned
out of the
and
trash
looking at
can.
home.
Same bag. Shen Qingyue
Before
felt
she
an
could
her
react,
feet
had
had
already
already
unconsciously
unconsciously
followed
followed. There was a
forward.
trace of disbelief
Where are you
in
going?
her
Shen
eyes.
Qingyue
came back to herself and
I'm
frowned.
going
to check on Lu Shichuan.
Why did he
suddenly shave his head?
Song
Jingyan's expression
Seeing
instantly
that Shen
turned
Qingyue
ugly.
really wanted to
Immediately
chase
covered
after
his
me.
stomach with
My
one
stomach
hand
suddenly
and
hurt
bent
Shen
so
Qingyue
much.
stopped at
Qingyue
once.
lowered her head and looked
Then
at Song
bent down
Jingyan.
in
Not long
distress.
after I left, I
and
helped him
fainted
by the
later.
roadside. Kind
When I
passively
woke
sent
up,
me to the
Li Xia was
hospital. Wiping the sweat from my
I was in
forehead
so
with
much
a pained
pain.
expression.
My
Please
breathing
help
was
me
faint.
buy a train
Sky
ticket.
in Jinbei is
I
always
never
so
had time
damp.
before. Now that I can finally be idle,
I want to look
Li
around
Xiao
more.
sighed, looking at me, enduring
He could
the
not
pain.
bring himself
Do you
to
need me to go with
refuse.
you?
I shook my head.
I had already troubled
There was
Li
no
Xia
need
for
to
so
owe so
long.
many
Li
favors
Xiao
before I
suddenly
died.
Are
became
you just going to
angry.
die like this?
And let that pair of bastards
What about
benefit for
everything you
nothing
gave
all
Was it
these
all
years.
fed to
My
dogs?
thoughts were pulled back
then,
to several
Song
years
Jingyan
ago.
had
Shen
left
Qingyue
just like that,
insisted
and that
on
was how
driving
she got
after
into
him.
a
Had
car
become
accident.
pretending to be Song Jingyan and staying
Which
by his
finally
side to
gave
care
her
for
the
her.
courage
It doesn't
to
matter
let it
anymore.
go.
The appointed time
But
had
Shen
long
Qingyue
since
dragged her
arrived.
feet
Still
for
had
her
not
own
set out.
matters.
Asked her for
She
the third
finally
time.
put down her
Song
glass
Jingyan
and came
frowned
back to
tightly
herself.
and looked as
What's
the
wrong?
absent
Don't
one.
tell me
You don't want to get the divorce
Shen
certificate
Qingyue
with him anymore.
instinctively
Retarded. I just deliberately want to make him wait
suffered
there longer.
through
3 hard
Now
years.
that I'm finally about to
He
divorce
still came
him.
up with all kinds of reasons.
I just want to leave him hanging for a
complete
while.
After hesitating
Shen
for a
Qingyue
long time,
finally
she
got
still
into
did
the
not
car.
start know what was
It was
wrong with
clearly
herself.
something she had long
Irritably,
hoped for.
she
Whenever
smoothed
she thought
her
of my
hair.
shaved
She
head,
felt an inexplicable
after that,
discomfort.
she called
called me
but I did
several
not
times
answer at all.
messages. She sent
Shen
sank
Qingyue
like
started
stone
the car.
the steering wheel toward the
She
civil
had made
affairs
up her
She saw
mind.
me, she would definitely
And
grab my
exactly
thick
what's going
skin
on
face
with that
hard.
bald
Really
head.
be as Song Jingyin
The
said.
moment I
I would
divorced
shave
her,
my head and
she
enter a
knew I
monastery.
liked
She
her.
had never thought
Crazy
I
enough
would be
to
this
threaten
crazy.
her
Soon
by
arrived
using
at the
becoming a
entrance
monk,
of the
who should
Civil
have
Affairs
arrived
Bureau
long
long
ago
ago
until
until
the
the staff
staff
got
got
off
off work.
work.
Affairs
Yet
Bureau.
even
After
after
looking
not
at the
show
gradually
up,
empty
she
street
laughed in
corner,
anger
she
and
kicked the car
humiliation.
tire
Lu
hard.
Shichuang, you're really
You
something.
even dared to stand me
At
up
the
for a
same
divorce.
inside the hospital, doctors and
sent me
nurses
into
the
urgently
operating room.
was
Pushed a
full of
gurney.
tears
I've
as he
already
gripped
bought the
my
ticket.
hand
You can
tightly.
go wherever you want at any
You have to
time.
pull through.
You must pull through.
Nisha sobbed
But the
so
person
hard
lying on
he
the
could
bed
not
with
no
eyes
reaction at
tightly
all.
closed.
Finally,
Where's
the
family
patient's
member?
family?
Doctor was also
Ling
anxious.
Xiao raised his head blankly.
His hands
"I'll call
trembled
right
so
now."
badly,
The phone rang
he
for a
could
long
barely
time.
hold
No
the
one on
phone.
Shan Qingyue's side
He called
answered.
again
In
and
the
again.
end, only the busy tone
Shan Qingyue
remained.
had actually
Ling
blocked the
Xiao's
number.
hand turned
His
deadly
eyes
pale.
were
Shan
filled with
Qingyue,
despair.
"You'll regret
At that
this."
moment, Shan Qingyue was sitting on the sofa.
She watched Lin Xia's call.
She remained unmoved.
After
One hand held a
while the
wine
other
glass.
picked up her
Without
phone.
hesitation, she
I
blocked
had
my
stood
number
I had
up.
made her stand
wait
there
for
like a
so
fool. All that
long
nonsense
was a
about
lie.
setting her free
She should
after
never
5
have
have
been
been
foolish
foolish
enough.
thinking of
And
my arrogant
how I might be
appearance,
hiding
preparing to
somewhere
laugh
right
at
now.
her.
She hated me
My
so
call
much.
was surely just to mock her.
Shan Qingyue's eyes
She
were
raised
full
her
of
hand
anger
and smashed
when
the
Sang
phone
Jingyan
hard
arrived
onto
onto
the
the
floor.
floor in such a
His
furious
heart
state.
jolted.
Did something
Qingyue.
change?
Shan Qingyue's face was full
Lu
of
Shichuang
anger.
didn't go.
The smile on Song Jingyan's face
He
instantly
pretended
froze.
to look troubled
About the
and
matters
said,
between
"I
you and
really
Lu
didn't
Shichuan,
want to
but
say
this
too
time
much.
he really went too
I heard
far.
from a friend just now
That Lu Shichuan found some people
act
from
with him,
who knows
saying
where.
he was seriously ill and needed
They
surgery.
kept having someone call you to
Qingyue,
sign. Did you receive any
Shan
calls?
Qingyue did not
Instead,
answer him.
her gaze
Onto
fell
the
to the
phone
floor.
she had
Song
already
Jingyan
smashed.
followed her gaze
So
and looked
it was
over.
true.
Then he put on a sad expression.
Lu Shichuang is so
Maybe he really
obsessed
doesn't
with
want to
lying
divorce
you.
you.
Does he like you? What about you? After all, you were
Could
married
you
for
have
3
fallen for him
years.
too?
沈清月三等零缩而向分
Standing
粗松
on
经验
tiptoe,
走
she
The
kissed
only
him.
person I, Shen Qingyue, have
I won't
loved
let
in
you
this
become
life
the other
is
man.
you.
You will be my rightful husband. After seeing Song
Shen
Jingyan
Qingyue
off,
could
she
no longer
immediately
sit
called her
still.
assistant.
Starting today,
using her work
any
phone.
project the Lu family
Push
has its
forward
eye on,
no
with
matter
all
what
our
it
strength.
takes.
Smash
Smash
it
it
for
for
me.
who have always worked with
Call
the Lu
every
family.
one of them
Make
for
sure
me.
the Shen family and
are
the Lu
clearly
family
presented
Since
to
the
them
Lu family
and see how they
refuses to
I no
appreciate
longer need
favors,
to be
the
polite to them.
assistant awkwardly
but
could not help
President
the Lu family
Shen-
already declared bankruptcy and liquidation
Old
this
President
morning.
Lu
was also
Shen
cremated
Qingyue
not long
froze
ago.
in place.
Why didn't I know about
The
this?
assistant explained
You're the one who
helplessly
instructed
that
us.
no one in the company was allowed
And
to
that
mention
we
the
should
Lu
now busy
family
ourselves with the
your
Lu
own
family's
major
affairs.
father
Who would have
passing
thought?
away.
You truly knew nothing about
After
it?
hanging up,
Shen Qingyue sat on the sofa for a
because
long
she
time before
despised
recovering.
the Lu family.
She
She
never
never
allowed
allowed
me
me
to
to
step
even
into
forbade
her
the Lu
company
family
to have
from
any
relying
dealings
on marriage
with
I had
her
once
family's
personally
businesses.
watched
And
her
afterward
issue
teased her
orders to her
indirectly.
assistant. Don't say things
Maybe one day
absolutely. You will kneel and
to
beg
use
me.
my marriage
Thinking
ties.
of this,
She
Shen
truly
Qingyue's
did not
eyes
like
were
me.
full of
Did not like the
complicated
Lu family.
emotion.
I had
Happened
actually
to the
hidden
Lu
it from
family
her
without
Shichuan
saying
be
a
trying
word.
to make outsiders.
Deliberately
Shen
scold her
Qingyue's
as
face
she thought to
darkened.
herself, if
Then
that was
she had
really
made
the
the
wrong
case,
calculation.